Welcome back to Digital Futures Education. Hi, my name is Dr. Daniel Downs, and today I want to talk about 10 practical questions you should be asking yourself if you're an educator using AI, and more importantly, how you can utilize AI without feeling overwhelmed. I want to go through just a few questions that I've used before with other educators to help them feel more comfortable with beginning to utilize AI in a wide variety of ways. So, the very first question is, what is the least intimidating task that you can ask AI to do for you as a teacher? When I first introduce AI with educators, I like to introduce a task that I feel like takes a task off their plate that used to utilize a lot more of their time and it allows them to do something much more efficiently. The perfect example for this is creating a rubric. Teachers always know generally exactly what they want to assess. AI can simply help with the formatting, the structuring, and the wording during the rubric creation process. Other early first wins with using AI can include generating learning outcomes, writing instructions for clarity, or even using Magic School AI to explain this to a student tool. That can help demystify complex ideas and make them more easily explainable. The next question I want to address is, how can AI save up to 30 minutes a day for a teacher? Often teachers have to stay a little bit later to help catch up on some of the extra items that are part of their responsibilities. It helps them be prepared for the next day. All of these little items add up. So let's identify some of these items that could be supported with the use of AI. This can include drafting emails to parents or other colleagues. This can also be summarizing long documents before sharing them. This can include editing a teacher facing document before sharing it with community or parents, or rewording a student announcement for clarity. You can utilize Claude, ChatGPT, or Perplexity, and then you can add the nuance, edits, and adjustments to make it right for your audience. This alone saves an incredible amount of time. So, my third question is, what parts of the lesson plans are easy to update and automate into new ideas utilizing AI? AI can support any type of lesson planning, but here are some of the best starting points: essential questions, learning objectives, aligning activities to standards, of course, building rubrics, drafting the sequence or pacing of a lesson. A tool that can help support you with Google Gemini's lesson plan generator. This tool is grade level aware and can help generate realistic pacing and supportive steps for instruction. AI won't replace your understanding of students, but it can help you draft the bones of a lesson much faster. How can teachers utilize AI without feeling like they're cheating themselves or replacing themselves? And the truth is, AI doesn't create your ideas, it amplifies your ideas. Teachers have always used a wide variety of tools in their teaching. These could be periodic tables, graphic organizers, textbooks, and sample problems. AI is simply the next tool. It's going to help you gather resources, redesign the outcomes and the thinking in your lessons and teaching, improve clarity, build better scaffolds for teaching. A great tool to help with this is Perplexity. Perplexity can help give helpful answers and also align resources to the answers and responses it provides for you. So you can utilize those resources in documenting and citing your sources. The next question, 5, is, what mistakes do new users of AI often make? The biggest mistake I see is weak and shallow prompts. Remember that the quality, depth, and detail of the prompt that you give AI helps support the answer you're going to get back. So don't write a shallow prompt or you'll get a shallow answer. Take your time and write a deep, detailed prompt that's going to give you the responses specifically to whether it's the lesson you're designing, the response you want, and don't be afraid to follow up your prompt with even more details. Simply asking for a lesson water cycle is much different than asking for a lesson plan on the water cycle that includes 3 engaging outdoor activities or a rubric that aligns to an authentic experience or specific state standards. Remember that your prompt is going to be what drives your experience with utilizing AI. Your prompt should include the grade level, the learning goals, the time constraints or duration of a lesson or unit, what particular student needs might be needed, of course, specific standards, and the teaching approach you prefer. And remember, you can literally ask AI to improve your prompt as well, or maybe to ask you 3 or 4 questions that will help improve it, no matter which AI large language model you're using, whether it's ChatGPT, Claude, Perplexity, or even Copilot. So my sixth question is, how can AI help differentiate instruction quickly and fairly? Differentiating a lesson used to be a very time-intensive task, taking in accordance to the student's needs, how the lesson needs to be taught, and accommodations and preferences you want and need to make within a lesson. AI can help support you doing this in a much more efficient manner, maybe even in minutes. It can help differentiate reading at different reading levels, provide samples at different levels. It can help scaffold vocabulary, help with assisting tiered vocabulary questions and comprehension, create leveled comprehension questions, adapt to text for struggling or advancing learners. A fantastic tool for doing this is It can generate differentiated versions of questions or other assessment materials. Plus, it also has lesson questions, which are scaffolded, and it really keys in on differentiating text for the learners you want to address. Question 7. What safe and ethical guidelines should teachers follow? What safe and ethical guidelines should teachers follow? Here are the essentials. AI outputs are never your final product. You should refine, edit, and modify them. Always verify factual details, dates, numbers, processes. AI can get these wrong. Add context that only you can provide. AI doesn't know the specific needs of your students, the building you work in, or the context or situation you're teaching in. And never share students' personal information or your own within an AI prompt. Cite AI where appropriate. Cite it as you would any other digital resource. And for clear guidance on this, consult Common Sense Media's AI and education resources. There are great available resources to help you navigate the world of AI tools. They lay out safe and practical norms for educators. So question number 8. How can AI help with grading and feedback? How can AI help with grading and feedback without replacing teacher judgment? AI can help create question banks, rubrics, first draft feedback, auto-graded quizzes, but teacher judgment still matters. Tools like Brisk Teaching offer an AI grading assistant where you set the rubric, you add the calibration, and you can validate the student work, utilizing AI to support you where you need it most, but not removing your professional judgment. Question number 9. What free AI tools should teachers start with? I think the best free AI tool to start with is Perplexity AI. It's fast, it's accurate, and it provides linked resources so you can verify the information quickly. Start by practicing your prompting. Enter prompts related to your subject matter. Think about the formation of a good prompt, how to refine these prompts, and see which outputs are actually useful to your classroom. And once you get comfortable, you're going to start utilizing AI in even more complex and dynamic ways. But you're going to have a stronger understanding of how it works and a stronger understanding of what types of responses you get with what types of prompts and how large language models begin to develop content for you. So question number 10, what is one AI workflow every teacher should start working with tomorrow? I would recommend uploading one of your lesson plans and provide a prompt of updating one of your very current lesson plans. What are the recommendations that AI gives for you? Do you agree? Are they improvements? Does it get you thinking differently around how you can utilize AI with your existing work? Are the recommendations ones that you feel like you can connect with? Did it give you ideas you never considered? Did it make you think about alternative forms of assessment? Maybe a revised rubric, better pacing, suggested scaffolds, enhanced essential questions, alignment to standards. This workflow can be fast, eye-opening, and provide a new way in which you can see how AI can impact a workflow. And it can give you immediate ways to modernize older lessons. And you can do this in almost any tool. You can upload the lesson plan if it accepts uploads, or even copy and paste it. And you can keep the prompt simple at first, but you want to refine it, such as suggest improvements, and then maybe suggest improvements in one area or another, or maybe for a specific grade level, or maybe for a specific standard, or a specific assessment or output. AI isn't here to replace teachers. It can be a very strong, powerful workflow tool. When used appropriately and effectively, can help power up a lesson and provide enhanced student learning experiences. It can also free up extra time, and it can give you time to help enhance building those relationships with students, having more meaningful conversations about how they're learning, and supporting their learning needs in a wider variety of ways. I hope you found this helpful. Please give a like and subscribe, and share if you know another teacher who might find this helpful. Thanks for watching the entire video. Please check out another video from Digital Futures Education, and please visit digitalfutureseducation.com. Thanks again. Welcome back to Digital Futures Education. In this video, I'm going to go over what every teacher should know now about using AI in the classroom. So the very first question I'm going to answer here is, what classroom tasks should teachers choose to automate first with AI? Let me give you a brief list of potential ideas. Homework feedback, exit tickets, rubric-aligned grading, drafts for parent communication, lesson plan scaffolds. These are all tasks that with current AI models can be quickly automated or improved in terms of their efficiency. So consider using tools like Magic School AI, Diffit, Perplexity, ChatGPT, and Google Gemini. The next key question to answer is, how do we prevent plagiarism and inappropriate use of AI? First of all, don't ban AI. Guide the use of it. Support students in utilizing it effectively, letting them know the repercussions of not modifying prompts, and also show them how it can be a way to be an idea starter that they then take a hold of themselves. Guiding students with the use of AI is very important. And when you teach, if you use AI, be sure to show your steps. What steps do you use that you can model for students? And require process artifacts. These are artifacts that show a student's learning process at different stages. It could be information that they have and next steps with more information they need to acquire in a project, but hold them accountable for all the steps of their learning so that you can see that their outcomes are genuine. Use AI as a tutor, not as a writer. Don't utilize the tool to just create explicit text, but use it as a way to help get feedback, help get more information around a topic, and then make an idea your own. So the next question is, which AI tools actually save time and don't add more work? These are the tools that reduce the planning load that you might have. These are the tools that assist thinking and don't create additional busy work and prevent tool overload when you have too many different tools that are a potential use in your classroom. Keep it simple with a couple key tools that you get the products you need from. This can include Diffit for differentiation, Magic School for parent emails, and Perplexity for research summaries. Every tool does present some very valuable outputs. It's up to you to decide which ones are the most effective for you. How can AI personalize learning? How can AI personalize learning without replacing the real teaching? AI is very powerful at creating opportunities to level work presented to students. It can help support teachers to provide context to something that students are learning. And personalization doesn't necessarily mean replacement. It can often be more targeted or more specific to a specific student or a group of students' needs. Examples of this can include creating passages for students at different lexiles. You can create additional ELL supports. For example, a translated piece of text to support a student. And one of the best ones that I think is personalized questions for specific students. Personalized practice questions can help students tier into exactly what they need to know. What data privacy concerns related to AI matter the most right now? You want to take careful account that the apps and resources you're using are not sharing student data with outside companies, and that you're either part of a data privacy alliance or have data privacy agreements in your district to help prevent the sharing of student data with outside sources. The tool should also be aligned with FERPA and be very aware of which tools require accounts and which tools don't. Because it's the tools that require accounts in which you could be putting student PII or students' personally identifiable information at risk. And be very careful around exporting student work from specific apps. that it doesn't get shared with others. And as always, avoid sharing student names with any AI tool. Use only applications approved by your district and check if you're not sure. And of course, like I spoke about before, check data agreements. Be sure that your application or resource that you might be using with student information is approved for use in your district. How should students cite and document their use of AI? This is where you can ask students to process and document what tools they've used, what information they've got from these tools, and how they were used. Require them to create MLA or APA citations of the resources they've used and the resources they've accessed. Students should also be able to declare how AI specifically supported them with the learning task. And this can be a question and answer process that you do with students continually. Students may speak about how AI helped them brainstorm ideas. AI may have helped them with their grammar. The next question is, what is the best workflow when designing lessons with AI? You could always start with the standards. Think about how the standards can be integrated into the lesson for specific. You can also utilize AI to help you design objectives which meet the learning goals of the lesson. AI can be great for creating scenarios or avatars, which can be great for student analysis within a lesson. And it can really help you develop multiple layers of lesson scaffolding to deepen learning opportunities. And any large language model like ChatGPT, Magic School AI, Perplexity, or Claude can assist you with doing this. How do we build AI literacy with students without overwhelming them? We want to teach them about limitations and what tools can and can't do, and what's appropriate. We want to teach them about basic prompts and how with deeper prompts you get a better response. And we want to teach them about bias. How does AI teach them how to recognize bias within AI responses? And how do they avoid integrating bias into their own work after they've used AI? You may want to introduce tools like, you may want to introduce the process of just having you may want to introduce the responses they received. And you want to teach them how to compare an output from AI to what a real text would show. How should teachers how can teachers integrate AI into writing instruction? AI can be an amazing assist in combining sentences, shifting the tone of writing, and of course, the revision and editing of very specific text. AI can be used to help generate new models of writing and for rewriting at different levels. And finally, what are the new non-negotiable for use of AI in your classroom this year? Are you pushing for more transparency of the use of AI, student ownership of their use of AI and how it's being used, data ethics and the impact of data in student use of AI, or the value of the process over the product in what students are creating when they use AI? These are all parts of the new rules that everyone needs when integrating AI into instruction. Thanks for joining me with this video. Hope to get to see you soon. Please give a like and a subscribe for Digital Futures Education. Thank you. Welcome back to Digital Futures Education. I'm Dr. Daniel Downs. Everybody's talking about how AI is helping teachers save time, but no one's talking about the deeper opportunities that AI can unlock. Today I'm going to walk through 10 big questions that every educator, school leader, or instructional designer should be asking about with AI. Because the real transformation shouldn't be about how we're redesigning worksheets. It's about how we can redesign thinking. So let's go ahead and get started. The biggest invisible problem AI could solve for teachers. AI entered schools through a doorway of productivity, creating worksheets, modifying existing lessons, or automating tasks. But the deepest opportunity isn't content creation. It's lesson improvement. AI gives us the power to examine the core constructs of what we ask students to learn. Instead of tinkering with materials, teachers can rethink the learning experience itself. What are the true conceptual takeaways? What do we want students to understand, analyze, evaluate, or create? Most teachers don't yet see AI as a tool for instructional design, because AI tools were framed primarily for assessment, grading, or productivity. But the real opportunity is in lesson redesign, helping teachers shift outcomes, reframe essential questions, and build more meaningful learning pathways. What teachers do manually every day that AI can automate. This is where lesson prep stands out. If a teacher already knows what they're teaching, they can walk through their lesson verbally and let AI turn that into guiding questions, key learning points, scaffolding questions, or even a teaching script. There's also differentiated follow-ups that are all potential through just pre-planning. AI can also analyze students' responses more accurately, identifying whether students use key vocabulary, could they demonstrate depth in their answers, or did they misunderstand key concepts. This level of analysis can support whole class insights and individual student needs. Over time, AI will present the opportunity to be a valuable tool for tutoring students. It can provide highly structured skill reinforcement, and AI will help create targeted practice, questions, and feedback for the student. Teachers will still diagnose student needs, set up structures, and monitor progress, as well as interpret results. But some of the one-on-one skill reinforcement can be offloaded to AI. The future roles of educators will move more towards designers, diagnosticians, facilitators, and interpreters of learning experiences. If I could redesign a classroom using AI, the classroom would revolve around big problems and how to solve them, developing skills, and focused assessment. What I mean by big problems are real and meaningful open challenges, authentic to the student and the real world. When I speak of skills, I'm thinking of the discrete technical, cognitive, and interpersonal skills students need to solve big problems. When I'm thinking about assessment, I'm thinking about meaningful reflections on what was learned, how it was applied, and what evidence demonstrates progress. AI's role in this classroom will help students analyze the problems, develop strategies for solving them, allow them to practice the skills necessary, help personalize their learning steps, help provide meaningful feedback to their questions, and understand their progress. The teacher becomes the facilitator of the progress, ensuring equity, access, and a strong feedback loop, while groups collaborate with AI to generate ideas and reflect on their learning. One AI workflow every teacher should know. Teachers should know how to use AI to generate guiding or essential questions for a lesson. This single workflow can help educators rethink lessons from the ground up. Good guiding questions can help shift lessons towards deeper thinking, conceptual clarity, and more powerful student outcomes. Teachers should stop using old, outdated guided questions or essential questions because AI can now help you create new, more dynamic ones that can help deepen and enrich learning experience for students. Now let's talk about something impossible 5 years ago that's now very possible with AI. AI can dramatically level the playing field for students struggling with research, with idea generation, with vocabulary gaps, with conceptual entry points. Now students can receive immediate, personalized explanations that are perfectly aligned with their questions. They can fast forward their thinking and understanding and reach levels of analysis or insight that they may never have been capable of before. This is an equity moment. AI can ignite engagement by helping students access ideas that once felt out of reach. Now let's talk about the number one skill educators need in an AI world: digital literacy around evaluating sources. Students and teachers must be able to understand where AI's results come from, analyze the quality of the information, situate the results in the correct context, and apply information appropriately. Without this, students will misapply ideas, and educators will too. They will lack contextual grounding and make errors that reveal their misunderstanding of how AI works. Teachers must stay committed to understanding AI tools and how they generate results. Now let's talk about a real moment when AI solved a problem. One of the most practical examples is building rubrics. A teacher came to me and wanted to shift how a lesson was being taught. Developing a rubric could often take a good amount of time due to determining what really needed to be assessed and how it could be assessed. This meant defining criteria, performance levels, and language. When we used AI, within minutes we had a clear rubric that reflected the clear intended learning outcomes and targets. More importantly, this helped the teacher rethink the lesson itself. The rubric building process became a reflective tool for the lesson redesign. Let's talk about a fear teachers have around AI that's really not true. Many teachers fear that AI will replace them. The reality is, AI requires more facilitation by educators than less. Teachers are essential for deciding how AI should be used, setting expectations, interpreting student progress, ensuring safe and ethical use, guiding meaningful learning. AI won't eliminate teaching. It will transform it. Students need trusted adults to teach them how to navigate these tools responsibly. Now let's talk about one big idea that will change the way educators think about AI. Students are entering a world where AI is already embedded into almost every industry. The sooner educators embrace utilizing AI in their own practice, this means teaching with it and about it, the better prepared their students will be. We don't have the luxury of ignoring the technology. Students are already using it, often without guidance. The shift we need involves teaching AI literacy, teaching students to analyze results, teaching responsible and ethical use of AI, integrating AI into authentic tasks. Teaching this is no longer optional. It's now foundational. AI's role in education is far larger than content creation or efficiency. It has the potential to reshape lessons, accelerate understandings, expand equity, and redefine the student's needs when learning. But this requires educators to rethink their roles in their teaching process. This could be redesigning learning experiences and embracing AI as a partner in their teaching. If we can shift the conversation from fear to thoughtful integration, the future of learning becomes much more promising for both students and teachers. Thanks for checking out the video. Please give a like and subscribe, and check out another video from Digital Futures Education. Please also visit digitalfutureseducation.com for more information. Thanks again.